Hi, I'm Jenna Lyons.
And I'm Luke Marr, and this is the Hollywood Reporter Red Carpet Roundup.
Oscar edition.
Let's get into it.
Luke, I'd like to hear what you feel Oscar night means to fashion.
It's a great question, Jenna. I genuinely think that the Oscars night is kind of a celebration of fashion, but in a way that's a little bit more elegant. It's a little bit more understated.
I also think people fall in love with the star and then they get to know a brand. And I love seeing that. And I think it's great for people in America to see what's behind some of these designers and seeing them develop a relationship with a star. It's exciting.
And also seeing the brands jostle for power. As somebody that has dressed some very high-profile people, what goes into the process?
I think what's interesting is we've seen a lot of these movies have multiple stars be nominated. So for instance, if you take Barbie, you have Margot Robbie and Ferrera, and you've seen them actually consider what the other one is wearing. So last night, for the first time, we saw America in pink, where Margot's really been owning pink. America's been doing all black, and for the most part, and now role reversal. Margot comes in black, and I think, you can tell Cara Welsh, who was the stylist, who is really thinking about how are you going to view those two people together? It's not just about the individual, it's about how are you talking about the movie in and of itself. I think that's fascinating.
The Wicked press tour has begun.
Yes.
Cynthia in her green,
We're on.
Ariana in her
We're on.
pink. They've hit the ground running. So,
We just have to have a moment for green. Cynthia Erivo.
what a star.
I'm obsessed with her just on a personal level. I love her and adore her. And I think this dress was so spectacular and
Yes.
showing off her incredible décolletage. And that to me is also, she kind of has her own sense of the way that she pulls things together, where I think designers don't always want that, and she really goes for
No.
it, and I'm obsessed.
I also just think using leather and getting that dress to fit the way that it does, and in the color green, I thought was crazy, because normally you would say maybe a black will sort of,
It's a risk. It's so hard to talk about Zendaya because the girl's just perfect.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
It's
sometimes
sort of not. It's like, yeah, what did she do? Okay, it's great. All right.
No,
yes,
it's true.
I know. It's like not. The girl
It's not
She's
fair.
stunning. She's talented. She's beautiful. She knows what to wear. What am I supposed to say?
Oh, it's true. I like this dress a lot. I like the idea of
She's
the organza in pink. I thought it was that futuristic sort of Armani fabric technicality that goes on.
I don't know what to say. Every time she comes on, I'm like, check.
No, agree.
Yeah.
100%. Emma Stone. Stone is like a good vantage point, because not only was it the fun element of the big peplum in that dress, and I could talk about Nicolas Ghesquière sort of over probably the past 2 years, maybe a year and a half, getting that team at LV to really start to bring in his runway details, but making them a little bit more understandable to a mainstream audience. And on top of it, the dress malfunction, I think, only then further
endearing.
I think it added a little bit. And we normally see all of these brands being these really poised and perfect and everything is amazing. And it's like, I kind of love that element of, she was so enraptured by Ryan Gosling, which totally makes sense, that the dress ripped. It's like, I think that's great. And then they sewed it right back up by the time she was on for the next bar. Let's also discuss the Emily Blunt situation.
It was a situation?
I thought so. Because the thing is, I love a little over the top, and I like that Schiaparelli dress in silhouette. I like the raised straps. I love the gold. I love the way it fit. But
So where's the rub?
the underwear motif, I was not totally into. I think maybe, shocker for me, I thought maybe it was a little bit out of place, unfortunately.
I don't know if the reference was specifically underwear. I think that it was a reference of an outline of a corset. Oftentimes corsets have the shape that comes down in the front and they keep the panel really straight. So to me, it felt like it was referencing what might have been underneath the dress, which was a corset.
That's fair. I 100% thought it was a pair of tighty whities.
That doesn't feel quite like a Schiaparelli reference.
Listen, at this point, I think with Schiaparelli, anything is on the
fine.
docket.
Greta Lee has not made a mistake. The girl is crushing it every single time. Every look, spot on. I've been a fan of hers every show. I love Lupita, can do no wrong, Armani Privé. It does remind me of the Prada dress she wore years ago to the Oscars, which I'm okay with.
I love that.
I'm obsessed with her. She can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. I also just loved the dress. dress on
It's
her.
beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. I even just love the way that Armani Privé understood to just put those little feathers on the hip, and the way that they sort of curve down to accentuate rather than just being a band around, which some people sometimes do.
And feathers are hot.
Yes, she gets it.
She gets it always. I always think her jewelry and makeup is
Yes.
always on point. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy's dress, Dior. So ironically, one of my first things I ever bought when I went to Europe was a calendar of Christian Dior. And that dress, the original dress, was in my calendar. So when she walked out, and I knew immediately what it was. It was just a much slimmer version of what the original dress was. It was stunning. Lily Gladstone. I love Lily. I also really appreciate that she's been carefully curating all of her jewelry to be from Indigenous people.
Yes.
I'm totally down. I thought that was a really nice gesture, and she always looks quite beautiful.
No, it's true. And I also love the fact that this is probably a revolutionary moment in terms of red carpet dressing, and a big luxury brand like Gucci and Salvatore De Sarno saying, you know what, we're going to collaborate with an artist that's sort of outside of our world.
I also loved Sandra Hüller's dress. I thought it was so stunning, and the way it framed her face and was unique, and I absolutely loved it. I think Schiaparelli is crushing. Very excited. My favorite person, Coleman Domingo.
Oh, of course. I mean,
obsessed.
that goes without saying.
I am obsessed.
A
I've
fashion
never been
man.
so immediately in love with someone as I have been with him. And I loved seeing that. And I think it's great for people in America to see what's behind some of these designers and seeing them develop a relationship with a star. It's exciting. And we have to have a moment for Ryan Gosling singing, getting the entire room up on their feet. I've never seen so many smiles on an Oscar.
No, it's true. It's true. It was fun. It was exciting. It was different. I feel like it's a nice way of getting that unbuttoned element to the Oscars, which
100%.
I think people then want to watch a little bit, where it doesn't feel like just an industry thing. It feels like
100%.
we're all being let in,
Yeah.
which is cool.
I didn't want to turn it off. I have to say this was a very fun first time for me, and I look forward to our next time. And thanks everyone for tuning in to our Hollywood Reporter Oscar Red Carpet Recap.